welcome. This is the Punk Rock Dadcast, May 4th, episode number 21.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Are you a nerd?
I was really hoping that you guys were not going to say
Fuck.
I am not a nerd. I hate Star Trek. I hate Star Wars or wherever
Really?
this term comes from.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's a shame. I'm not like the biggest Star Wars fan, which is the Force. So may the 4th be with you. But I mean, you know, you have to say it because it's the fucking 4th of May.
Yeah.
Just like if we were to get together and do this tomorrow, we couldn't not mention the Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Like, fuck off. So we have the usual suspects. I'm Johnny Zero, and Shaner McCauley joins us hailing from Oshawa, Ontario. Welcome to the Punk Rock Dadcast. We are not exclusive to dads, moms, or those who can or cannot procreate, or choose not to. We're just two dads who love punk. We're here to talk about punk. Local, unlocal, old, new, large, and small. No rules, no holds barred. Being a punk show, listener discretion is fucking advised. Thank you for wasting your time with us. Questions, comments, want to start a fan club? Want to make us stickers, a shrine to our excellence? Email us at punkrockdadcast@gmail.com. We may or may not get back to you. And also visit us at
punkrockdadcast.com.
Today we have Cala.
hello.
Calabogie, Calabrese. So how do we know? I'm meeting you for the first time today, so let's get a little background between the two of y'all's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to start? I mean, I've known you for 22 years at least. You were in one short.
Originally one short, yes. Probably even longer than that.
Okay,
Yep.
What? Before we do any editing, what kind of jokes are off color for you?
You can. There's no limits.
You fit perfectly in a band called One Short.
How so?
He's like 5'2".
I'm
Yeah.
5'6". I'm 5'6".
He's
If I
five-
stand straight and arch my back.
I'm
So
a tall guy, so everybody's short. You
Yeah.
know what? I fucking have battled with shortness for my entire life, and all of a sudden, when I was 21, I just shot up, and like all of a sudden, I'm 6 feet tall. 20
Wow.
fucking one. So imagine my entire fucking punk rock youth. You met my wife.
Yeah.
When we met, I was shorter than her.
no
Well,
shit.
that worked out well.
Yeah. I hope our kids are tall, but it probably won't happen until they're fucking 24.
Well, I'm looking at you and you have lollipops on the bottom of your shoes. No, I was just kidding. It's a Bart Simpson joke.
I see.
No, but Cala, I saw your recent post today. I think it was a few hours ago. From 5 years ago versus today. Man, you have really built yourself up. Holy shit, man.
I only
Thank
know
you.
I only know the man in front of me.
Holy shit, man. Like, no offense, but like 2018, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like, you were kind of scrawny,
Yeah.
and now you are fucking like built.
Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a big priority for me to try
Probably take
to
me in a fight.
build strength. But yeah,
Talking about your journey along the way.
yeah. You know, I guess, you know, you said we know each other for 22 years. That's because majority of my life I was in the music scene, Oshawa music scene, punk rock scene, whatever.
Yeah.
And I wanted more of it. I wanted to be involved with labels. I wanted to put on big shows. I ended up representing musicians in the musicians union for the majority of working in the industry
Cool.
for about 10 years. And then 2020 hit, which obviously played a massive impact on the music industry. And my position was terminated, and it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Wow. How?
It was an opportunity for me to kind of no longer see myself in that industry since the whole industry was shut down.
Yeah.
And so I had to literally rebuild who I am.
Diversify or die.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
And so I would say the last 3 years, a lot of people struggle with what's going on. But for me and some, you know, a pocket full of people, I think it was the greatest thing that ever happened.
That's so I have actually I had a few questions about because I did actually do a little bit of research.
Nice.
I have I see you worked. I think you were an intern for digital marketing at Sony Music.
Yeah.
And Canadian Fed of Musicians.
Right.
Which one of those were you kind of stepping away from?
So the Canadian Federation of Musicians is the musicians union, and
Right.
I represented working musicians in film and television.
Okay. And how long were you there for?
About 10 years.
Oh, no shit.
So do you deal with a lot of SOCAN and shit?
Not really. So that's a different kind of
Union?
royalty.
Right.
We are like, the union is from like, I think 1812 or something like that. Yeah. Or 1867 or something like that.
Jesus.
And it was basically like musicians' rights. So it was payment and royalties for musicians that were played on recordings. And so then, starting from so long ago, anytime a recording was made from a label, musicians got paid for their work when they were like, starting with like major labels and things like that. And anytime that song was used, that recording, musicians would get
Royalty.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Why did
obviously
they call it a royalty?
it wasn't. I don't even think we called it a royalty. It was. We called it a new use payment. So it was like a new use of that recording, and they would get a payment from that.
This is something that baffles a lot of the bartenders and bar staff that I talk to.
Right.
It's I keep telling them that Touch Tunes and whatever Spotify that they're using, they just plug their fucking phones into a jack in the bar.
But they have to pay royalties.
They're supposed to
They're
be.
supposed to be, yeah.
Right. So unless you have a distribution license on one of those memberships, which most bars don't, because it's usually the bartender that's just chucking it into there, that you should actually be paying for
Right.
the right to use that music in your establishment because you're creating an environment and whatever,
Making
like
money
that.
from it.
Exactly.
Right, because even when I worked at West 49, like West 49 had their own satellite radio thing going on in all their stores.
Much like we play music on this show, but we probably don't pay the people.
But you have the SOCAN license.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
Sure.
Edit this part out.
Sure, I do.
You have a SOCAN license through Flamethrower.
Yeah, I do.
You
through
do,
Flamethrower,
through
but
Flamethrower.
I don't know if that's a
But-
distribution.
Well, I don't know, but
Anyway,
but when I worked at West 49, we used to play the satellite radio that West 49 provided us with. But when people were, like managers weren't around, it'd be like, okay, we're playing our own music.
yeah. Second sidebar to this conversation. Are you aware of the current IATSE strike down in Hollywood and wherever else that all the writers in Hollywood are like not producing right now, and like there's a lot of like controversy about that?
No, but that was
Doesn't-
pretty much my life in the union.
Yeah.
There was just protests after protests and strikes and whatever. But yeah,
Really?
what's going on with that?
I'm not as up to speed as I should have been. I didn't realize we would be talking about this, but I know a couple of people from out west, from Vancouver, that I know that worked on a lot of movies and stuff, and that's what part of what I was doing when I was living out there too. But writers and other auxiliary staff and mostly creators are on a large scale strike, and like a lot of the late night shows are doing reruns now and going to be doing reruns for the foreseeable future until I mean, it's a heavy sports season right now too,
Yeah.
so it's not necessarily a great time to strike.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get replaced with sports and sports writing and whatever anyway, because it's that time of the year. But like there's a lot of like creators, like let's say the Conan O'Brien show. Conan used to write for The Simpsons, and if it were him back then, he would be the guy who'd be like, yeah, I'm not writing today,
Right.
that kind of thing. Like I can't name anybody specifically that's in the industry now necessarily that is a part of that strike, but I know on a large scale, like a lot of the Hollywood writers are on a huge strike right now for new creators, for new creations.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And I'm not even 100% sure if it's IATSE based, but
Yeah, I thought IATSE was like stage setup crew. and
it
things
could
like
be.
that, but
I'm not that well educated on the matter.
it's all good.
You brought something up that had something to do with something I know a little bit about.
What else you got, Shane? I want to know what kind of research you did. I'm interested.
I was talking to the guys from Accident Prone, and I think it was Steve that actually asked. He said he saw something about. He told me to ask you about. I don't really know what this means, but he said he was curious to know about. Let me see if I get this corrected or correct.
Oh, fuck.
Candace and Mike's band
Yeah,
reunited or something.
yeah. So Mike was our bass player,
Okay.
and him and his wife Candace,
Okay.
Candace who?
Candace Lessa.
I don't know.
They have a song. They write songs. They write
Okay.
songs for their own material, and they write songs for film and television and jingles and,
Oh, no
and
way.
what have you. Yeah,
And they're local here.
they live 5 houses down from me.
Oh no
and-
shit.
and- yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Where do you live? Where do you come from?
Whitby.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yep. Good old Whiteby.
yeah. Being there,
Um,
born and raised. Well, born in Oshawa, raised. Yeah,
How old are you?
turning 40
Jesus.
in September.
Okay, so I'm not that far ahead of you.
No. Yeah, yeah. I heard you're 43, right?
I will be this summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my research. on-
Holy
Yeah.
fuck. I'm going to be 37 in
On Evie's
November.
birthday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You and my daughter have the same birthday. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll never forget your birthday.
I do have a whole nother topic that will take a while, but maybe we should play a song to
All right.
tie us over before we get into the next topic.
What song would you like to play that could possibly tie us into that next topic? Because I've not been introduced to the topic. Therefore, you're going to have to choose the
It's
song.
going to be a good one because it's going to be a dadcast topic.
Okay.
Nice.
Pick a song.
Pick a song. Cala?
That's related to fatherhood?
No,
Dad-
it can be any punk rock song you like.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine
You know
Dion.
what? Actually, I can extend this chat a little longer while we think of songs.
Okay.
Going back to One Short and bands you've played with,
Yeah.
sharing the stage at the Dungeon.
Yeah. What about it? You want me to name some bands?
Yeah, bands you remember playing with. Did you ever play with like Facade, Lucky Number 7, any of those guys?
Yeah, Lucky Number 7, man. That's awesome. So when we were One Short, before our first show, like I thought playing at the Dungeon was like just something you had to do. And
For sure.
and we I remember being super excited at our first gig. I think it was with actually Lucky Number 7. But as soon as we played our first gig there, that's all I wanted to do was just put on shows at the Dungeon and play
Yeah.
there as much as possible. Like I loved the scene, I loved the vibe. I loved, unlike almost
Would
everybody
you
that
love
you would
it
talk.
today?
Yeah.
Would I love it today? I have no idea how bands, like young bands, would even
Break in.
thrive. Yeah, or like I don't even know what they do. I don't even know how to put on a show. But would I love to see bands rocking at the Dungeon or having a scene at all? Yes, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
A good, safe place to play where, you can have a couple drinks, you can do an all ages show, and you're not going to be fucking predatored on by some fucking stupid ass owner. that,
Yeah.
Right.
And hopefully, in the last 10 to 15 years, the scene has become a little bit more inclusive and not as fucking predatory.
No. You know that it's gonna be a much better place.
Yeah.
A much
You know what?
a much safer environment
Yeah.
than it used to be.
I'm going to talk about this next week when Brian and Val are on.
Yeah.
But I think the hopefully, by and large, the scene has become a little bit more female friendly.
For sure,
and,
absolutely,
you know,
100%.
Like, hopefully, there's not too much fucking. I mean, you know what? Call them out, cancel them if they're fucking being shitty.
You know what? The females will actually have a usable washroom.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny too because Johnny and I went to the roadie, and if you actually
The Rotilicious.
the Rotilicious,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, it's the basement there, and it's BYOB, but
Yeah.
I bought a couple beers and tipped, and they told me, you know, any tips they go to fixing and renovating the women's washroom.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's probably a. I mean, I would never experience it, but it's a shit washroom.
it's a shit washroom.
Yeah.
But
Closely resembles the dungeon of days of yore.
going back to Cala, going back to Cali.
Some bands. I remember Blue Skies at War, Chuck Caliber.
I think I have their CD as well, Blue Skies at War.
Yep.
Um,
They were a wicked band. Obviously, like back in the day, Happy Go Lucky,
yeah,
Protest the Hero today.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Man, now I'm just drawing a blank. But
Now,
there's a
yeah.
whole bunch.
now you just triggered me for the next song.
What song?
Did you ever play with Closet Monster?
We did not play with them. I'm sure I've
think-
seen them play.
Because I think they were more from the West End,
Right.
right?
Yeah. But we didn't. No, we didn't play with them. But
Is it in my bag?
of course, that is a big, like, historic, local band of our era. I would say for sure.
And I think one of the guys, didn't he date Avril Lavigne
Yeah,
for a bit?
that's what there's some sort of connection. I know that.
Yeah. So he was
Part of Canadian history.
he at least he was the first. Everyone else was sloppy seconds, thirds, fourth, fifths, and sixths. I think Chad Kruger was six.
Right.
Let me see the case there. Let's see what song. Oh man. I'm just gonna guess one here. Smells like Revolutionary Spirit.
Good Time Charlie.
Good Time Charlie.
Yeah.
Barry's
Uh,
band?
Ever since
Barry's
Eve.
band. Ever since Eve, my brother played Mercy Heights.
Have you been to Barry's music shop here in town?
No.
No.
What shop?
He owns Chase the Glory Records and Tattoos.
Oh.
It's here in Brooklyn.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that guy probably in 22 years.
Yeah.
I saw him actually this morning.
Did you?
He didn't see me, but I made my way through town, and
That's
I
funny.
know his car, and I saw fucking both of his kids riding along with him, and then, like, you know, fuck traffic in the morning.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get to the paint shop on the other side of Brooklyn and come back.
Right.
I was stopped probably no less than 43 times by fucking like
Yeah.
stop sign, fucking people crossing the street with all the kids, and there's so many schools up here.
Good Time Charlie.
And, I saw
Sorry.
him. I saw him in, like, turning a corner, and, like, I
Yeah.
was like, honk wave, and he's just like
Yeah.
didn't even see me. Didn't
Did he ever get back to you about the coffee you left on his front porch?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
We hooked up finally.
Oh, okay.
It's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Good Time Charlie eventually went on to Meadowvale.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then The Awareness.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So that was with Andy and what was the drummer?
Tav and Matt Rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good old Matt Rock.
Yeah.
But before we played the dungeon, we, our breakout, quote unquote, was Band Wars.
Oh, right.
Band Wars held
Was that at
EP Taylor's.
EP Taylor's, right,
Oh my
right.
God. That's where I met my wife.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a scene. That was, that's when I think that was like really our first like gigs, like actually
Wars.
selling tickets for people to come see us play.
Yeah.
And so, which was wicked because, that allowed us to network and meet and connect with so many bands.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's what made it fun.
Yeah.
And so there was that, and I really don't even remember where else you could play around that. It was pretty much just Band Wars or Dungeon in Oshawa anyway.
Yeah.
For all ages.
Yeah, they had Jack's Filling Station and
There
Chicago
weren't many
Blues or whatever.
really. Yeah, but there weren't
But
really
they were
many.
a little bit
There weren't many
old
punk
boys
shows.
club,
Yeah, they're
you know?
old. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the Polish Hall.
Oh yeah, the Polish Hall. We never played that.
What, Sikorsky's?
Yeah. Don't you
Yeah,
remember all
but
the fucking
they're-
punk shows that they put on?
No,
at the Polish Hall?
never.
There was some.
That was my
We
scene.
used to do sock hops there for the radio
Sock
station.
hops?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That was like old folks places.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was it was an old Polish joint, really.
Yeah.
But like, you could rent that place out and fucking play for $600. And I remember like 4 bands would get together and rent out the hall. What it was like $450. You know, it was whatever. What's that? That Supernova kind of shows or
Yeah,
whatever
right,
like that.
right.
Yeah.
They would
Supernova.
each band would have to send 10 or whatever 15 tickets before they could actually like
Be allowed.
Qualified.
Yeah.
and then give all that money back to the promoter before actually putting on the show or whatever
Yeah.
like that. And, again, predatory, just fucking garbage people putting on garbage shows.
Yeah.
But it kind of exposed people who were prey of that
Yeah.
predatory situation to a whole new audience, and I wouldn't have known a lot of the bands that I know today because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless of that.
All right, so we're
gonna
gonna
play some fucking Closet Monster.
Closet Monster. You took the CD from me, so I forget what the name of the song is.
No, I didn't.
Uh,
Oh, I did. Here,
yeah, you did.
I'm gonna ninja star it to you.
All right.
You have an MXPX shirt for every day of the week, don't you?
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, when you applied at West 49, did they even ask you a question, or did they just say, "Yeah, just work here"?
No, I did. I had I had to meet with the district manager or whatever you call it. Yeah, he really didn't ask me many questions.
No. It's,
I was older than majority of the staff.
When I applied at HMV, they're like, "Come back when you have at least 3 tattoos and piercings."
I want to change my mind. Let's start with track 1. Can we do that?
Do you have 9 pieces of flair?
No.
Jess over here, she has 31 pieces of flair.
No, but
minimum.
You guys
is
remember
9.
that movie?
Yes.
Working for West 49, you had to upsell everybody.
Oh yeah.
And I had a lot of. It was silly. It was like a lot of young.
The music playing?
No, I'm still talking.
Is it playing? I don't have my headphones on.
No, it isn't playing. But there was like a young teenage girl fan club
Oh,
that would come
right.
hang out. And since I had to upsell, they'd be like wanting high fives and stuff like that. I'd be like, if you buy the sticker, I'll give you a high five.
Oh my god.
$2
That was your
sticker.
upsell?
I'd be like, yes, yes, yes. More products I sold.
Wow.
Stuff like
Slut.
You should run like how to do sales online.
that. Yeah, I know. And then like moms would come in too, and they'd be like, I was really intimidated by you, but after talking to you and they'd be buying clothing for their like 6 or 7
Right.
year olds. After talking to you and you helped me through everything, you're such a sweet guy.
I want to give you a
and-
5-star review.
No, but they would be like, "Oh, can I feel your tattoos?"
Feel.
They'd be rubbing my arms. I'd be like, "Thank you. Have a nice day."
Sorry.
That's okay. So what are we playing? Actually, I fucking don't even know what songs because I haven't previewed any of these. Let's go Corporate Media Death Squad, track 2,
2?
Closet Monster,
Okay, let's do it.
on the Johnny and Shaner Punk Rock Dadcast.
Featuring Cala. Track 3, track 2. I don't know what happened here. Oh, play.
The other option is just hand it over to private absolute power and turned into a device for propaganda and profit making by the private sector.
You're on.
That was Closet Monster with Corporate Media Death Squad.
Classic.
And
That
who are
was classic.
and who are Closet Monster to you, Shane?
Well, they've been a long time in the scene. Mark ran underground operations for a very long time. I believe we talked about that in a previous episode when we talked about underground operations eventually calling it quits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because they were a great label.
It was a cool time to see Mark Spikulik on Much Music as a judge for that show. What was that show? Do you remember?
I do not know.
Oh, it was like
Like
it was
Meet
like
the Band or something?
it was something like that, and I forget the band that won. Oh man, it's gonna piss me off. But I remember the singer ended up working at Tim Hortons or something like that.
Oh, no way. Was it strictly
we all?
like a rock?
They
thing,
were
or-
like punk rock pop kind of thing, the band anyway. But
yeah, okay.
but the show was like a band contest on Much Music.
so
Wait a
open-
minute.
open-
Wasn't that with Greg Norrie?
Yeah, I think Greg Norrie was on there too. That's right. That was
Was
fun.
was it Meet the Band? What was that show called? Now we gotta have
Make
to
the
find it.
band?
Make the Band. Make the Band or
I
Meet
don't
the
know.
Band?
Maybe that's what it was.
Don't tell me it was with Rick Campanelli.
No. No. Is he still doing Canada? Is that still a thing?
So I think so. I don't know. It's funny too because where I work 94.9 The Rock, we have a new host for overnights now, and a lot of people were trying to guess, and they were saying Rick Campanelli, and I'm like, fuck no. It turns out it's Ed the Sock.
Ed the Sock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was actually mentioned on an Ed the Sock show once a long time ago, but not by name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I tried out for this band. So Ed the Sock recently had a podcast with this guy named Anthony something. And they had many, many episodes.
Anthony, the old much guy.
I don't know if he was involved in much.
Oh.
But Anthony is a guitar player, and he had a band
Oh,
with
okay, not him.
Brock's
Yeah.
roommate, Craig. And I tried out as a bass player for this band, in the thick of COVID and fucking having 2 children. And I brought that fucking Rickenbacker off the wall, went somewhere in fucking Toronto, and, went in this guy's basement, tried out, sucked. and then I was mentioned on Anthony and fucking Ed the Sock's podcast the next day.
No
The
shit.
guy was just like, yeah, this dude came totally unprepared and he fucking sucked. And I was like, fuck you. This is punk rock, baby. I was like, I wasn't really prepared.
Mm.
I didn't really practice. I mean, give me some fucking time with the band and we'll jam or whatever. But like, fuck it. I'm way better now being by myself.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
I'm not somebody's fucking bass player. I am somebody's fucking muse. And if you don't respect me like that, I'm not going to fucking be there. So fuck it.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was I saw Cala on one of your Facebook posts, which is a big topic for me, especially in my household. Peaceful parenting.
Yeah.
I have, I mean, fuck, I really hope my wife doesn't listen to this one. She seems to like to get into screaming matches with my son. For example, the other day,
She's like me.
no, they came home. We needed propane.
I also like to get into screaming matches with your son.
No, but they, she came home from work. Well, she came home. She was on her way home from work. She picked Finley up from daycare, and I said, we needed propane. So I said, I'll be out in the driveway. We'll hop in the car and we'll go get propane. Well, he was being,
Defiant.
yeah, he was in a mood. She was in a mood. So he was screaming in the car seat. She just turned up one of her podcasts.
Mm.
He plugs his ears and starts yelling. She's yelling back. I just kind of turned the music down, or the podcast down, and I turned around and I talked to him. I said, hey, you know what? Do you want to see how propane's refilled? And he said, yeah, Daddy, you took me last summer in your Jeep and you showed me. I said, but was that at the gas station or was that at Costco? He said, that was at Costco. I said, okay, well, we're going to the gas station, and that's where they have a big propane tank that goes way up in the sky. And you know what? We just started talking. It like totally diffused the situation. It's like it doesn't have to be a screaming match. So
100%.
I saw Cala talking about peaceful parenting, and I just kind of wanted to talk about peaceful parenting from both of your perspectives. Like, you don't have to yell at your kids to calm or diffuse the situation.
My wife would totally agree with you. I'm not that peaceful. I wish I were. I wish I didn't have a hair trigger.
Well, as the guy from Everclear, if you've ever seen The Other F Word,
I have.
he says, I save my screaming for the stage.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
it's a big topic, an important one for me. I mean, I think if you play your cards right, fatherhood can absolutely change your life for the better, and it should, because your kids are always watching.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And so, when I don't think we even spoke, but that new opportunity I was talking about earlier, leaving the music scene. Now I'm an online sports nutrition coach.
Yeah.
And very early working with clients, I thought I would be talking about food and fitness and sleep for the majority of the time. And that's part of it. But really what it boils down to is addressing the deep underlying issues behind the unhealthy lifestyle. People are trying to solve the real problem with food, or making improvements with health, but that's not really going to address what's happening. And these deep underlying issues pretty much all stem from childhood trauma. And so I dove deeper into it, being a new dad.
Yep.
And my wife actually introduced me into peaceful parenting, and we joined a whole bunch of Facebook groups, gentle parenting, and there's, it's very female dominant, these groups.
Yep.
And anyway, so then I build a following on Twitter, nothing crazy, but that's where I post a lot of my content, is majority on Twitter. And I was reaching out looking for other dads who are practicing peaceful parenting. Found this dude, Anthony Miglerino. He runs peacefulfathers.com. and we started doing Twitter Spaces, like live streams about peaceful parenting and
Cool.
the importance of, being.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I absolutely need support in that department.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
I will.
'Cause
Add the,
I'll tell my fucking kids 3 times something, and then for me, that's it.
I'm gonna post this.
I'm a
this-
table flipper.
I'm gonna post this information too on punkrockdadcast.com
Awesome.
for sure.
And I talk about fatherhood every day. My wife and I,
Yep.
our sit downs on the couch, we talk about parenting. We talk about our reactions. We praise each other for good responses that we did. And we're always reassessing, trying to be the best parent, because not that our parents were, completely brutal and we were like hit, and it was nothing like that. Although she probably had more trauma than I did. But we obviously want to break that cycle. And there was no resources out there. Parents didn't know any better. Now you look and it's like there's endless amount of resources. Everyone's talking about parenting and finding better ways to raise our kids. And so you're saying your kids don't listen. Like, to me, it's like, I don't like it, obviously, but I don't mind when my kid doesn't listen to me. I want him to have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to tell me how he feels, and I'm not going to suppress it just because of my schedule that he doesn't give a fuck about.
Mm.
And so for us, peaceful parenting is being equal in the home. He has an equal say. His world is just as vital as our world, and it's definitely not aligned, right? He's not thinking about anything. His priority is, when are we going to go outside and play?
Yeah.
Or when am I going to have a snack? And, our priority is, how are we going to bring you snacks on the table?
Right.
So it's just,
Do you feel this is diverting from the last generation of children growing up, or contributing to, how they're perceived by the older generations?
absolutely. And I mean, this is the era where we are having the most depressed generation, the most obese generation. We're talking about food and nutrition and health.
Really? What, millennials or you're a millennial, right?
I'm on the cusp. We were
Yeah?
just saying.
Okay.
We're on the cusp of being a millennial.
Yeah.
But yes.
So which generation are you referring
Well, I'm
to?
just saying this era, like we are like I think it's in America and probably in North America share the same rate. 80% of people are overweight or obese.
Yeah.
And that is not
We're
because
three skinny dudes in a basement right now.
yeah, I mean that we break the odds right now.
Hey,
Probably.
I don't know if Cala is very skinny anymore. he's pretty ripped.
Okay. But it's to me it's no accident. It's just not being able to handle or regulate emotions.
Yeah.
And that was because most kids, I would say in our era, were punished, hit, toys taken away.
We still do that though. Take toys away. I
Oh.
don't mean hit.
Right.
Yeah.
But, and it's just like, instead of teaching, right? So
Yeah.
when our kids, quote unquote, misbehave or just act like a toddler or act like a kid, instead of punishing them for that, we should actually like sit down, address it, and literally teach.
And that's exactly what I do. I mean, the other day, like yesterday, my father-in-law made a surprise appearance, and we were all in the garage, and Finley wanted to go outside. It was raining, so my wife was like, "Okay, you got to put on some boots," and he kicked them, and accidentally, I guess, kicked her in the crotch, and she started screaming at him, and I just kind of took over and took him inside, and sat him down, and I said, I just kind of, I sit and I talk to him, and all of a sudden his mood settles down, he calms down, we talk things out, and I just diffuse the situation,
That's great.
whereas my wife just kind of does the opposite and heats things up to where the pot's boiling over.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
I might be the heater.
Yeah.
I might be the heater.
You know?
Yeah, I could definitely. You know what? I don't know.
But why?
I seem
Why
to
add fire to fire?
I know you're probably right, and I definitely need some education in this. But I tend to parent the way I was parented,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and I mean I don't feel like I necessarily had any
And
generational trauma or anything like that. I turned out all right.
especially before bedtime. You don't want to get them heated before bedtime.
Yeah.
You know, then it's going to, you're going to stretch bedtime out to be an hour and a half before they fall asleep.
Oh God.
And
Yeah,
then they're going to
we
wake
do
up
that.
cranky.
We do that way too often.
And then it's going to be an even longer day tomorrow.
We're pretty good at getting them into their bedtime routine as early as possible, like 6:30 to 7 o'clock. They're in bed by 7:30. We're
Yeah.
fucking by 7:45.
See, 8:30 is Finley's bedtime.
Yeah, but he still naps during the day, doesn't he?
No.
How old's your boy?
He's gonna be 5 in a few weeks, and then we have a 1-year-old.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, congrats.
Quite the
I didn't know
spread.
you had a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So our two girls
Thank
are
you.
5 and 3,
Yeah.
and Finn's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 in a few weeks.
You have 2 boys?
2 boys.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, we are planning a big celebration, kids.
yeah. We're trying to do a
Father's-
bash.
Father's
Day bash.
Father's Day bash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's that entail?
Well, we're just getting the ball rolling on
Okay.
it, talking
Yeah.
about it at first, but we had a concept today. We're gonna try to get. I mean, a lot of the guests that we've had on our show are either dads or single dads, and don't necessarily have anything
Yeah.
lined up for Father's Day happening right now. So we're trying to just get a bash, get a barbecue together, and have like-minded dads play some fucking punk rock in the backyard or whatever.
Bring the
Through a
kids.
couple speakers, get some barbecue going, whatever.
I think that's great. I think not enough men are talking about fatherhood.
For sure.
And I think it's looked at as almost taboo, especially when we're talking about punishment and how we discipline kids. And I think the more that we talk about it, the more that we can become
Regulated.
not even that, just regulated, but better fathers
Yeah.
and better examples. And it'd be cool to share that with our kids. Like, I'm always telling my boy, I want to be better for you. I'm learning. I made a mistake, just like you do. Like,
Yeah.
And we're all trying to figure this out together. Because really, we have no fucking idea what we're doing, and neither do they. And so, if we can be vulnerable and be open-minded and listen to other fathers, we're just gonna be better because of it. And it's gonna we're all gonna get more of a masculine connection the more that we can engage in these tough conversations.
Yeah. And you know what? It was like I was telling Johnny too, like my son from his grandpa, like my father-in-law, he got like a $1,000 like Power Wheel ATV, 24 volt. Like, it's awesome, and it has the
Nice.
it has the parental remote too.
Oh yeah.
But the wiring all got effed up. I guess I can say fucked up. On this. I'm sorry. I'm used to being around Finley.
I am absolutely not editing that out.
I know. But so I was working on wiring one day, and all of a sudden, like, I guess I touched a wire. I don't know. It drove up my fucking leg, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I put it on jack stand so it wouldn't do that again. And I'm working on it, and I'm talking to the manufacturer through emails, and he's like, "Yeah, you can snip the pins out and just hardwire it." So I did that, and I'm like, "Well, the fucking pedal's not working. It's not giving any fucking gas or power or whatever." And they sent me a video the other night, told me how to pop out the pedal and everything. So I popped out the pedal. The fucking wire's disconnected from the pedal. So I did that. So it was like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. I sent my wife.
Which is when you do your best work.
I do my best work. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go home and listen to this podcast. But anyway, I got it all working. I sent my wife a video. I said, when you wake up, show Finley this video. His ATV is up and running. It's off the jack stands. It's ready to go.
Yep.
And she sent him into my room because, we sleep in different rooms because she says I snore. But he came running into my room and woke me up. And he's like, "Oh, my God, thank you, Daddy." Like, he was so fucking excited. And, like, since that morning, like, he's just been fucking clinging on to me. And
awesome.
last night I put him to bed, and I said, tomorrow night's podcast night. He just fucking started crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mommy's doing bedtime tomorrow night. No. I said, well, you know what? If it's a late podcast, maybe I'll put you to bed early, maybe 8 o'clock. But anyway.
This is funny because you guys are dudes and you both have boys.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 girls.
Yeah.
I don't feel that I or they, relate to me as much as maybe your boys do to you guys. I mean, my wife keeps on telling me everything you tell them is the voice inside their head later on, or what they will accept from men later on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everything that the females tell them is the voice inside their head. So I'm not trying to regulate like my wife's, voice inside their head. I feel like everything she's doing is totally appropriate. I could definitely be a little bit more of a role model for how men are supposed to be, but I'm also not around as much. I'm really trying to be a provider. I'm around as much as I can be, but their mom's a role model. Their mom's a nurse. Their mom is, my wife, who you met briefly
Yeah.
a little earlier.
Which was great to see, by the way. She came down, said hi to you, and it was really nice.
That was the first time I've seen her all
What?
day. I've been out working.
Cala, what's your oldest son's name?
Jacob,
Jacob? And you said he's 5?
turning 5 in a few weeks. Yep.
What's he into? What do you guys like to bond over?
He loves monster trucks.
Cool.
Yep.
Did you
Yeah.
go to the Monster Truck show?
No, but that's something that
Yeah, you
We
took
should-
Finn. to
Yeah,
that, didn't you?
yeah. Finley loves monster. Yeah, we bond on that.
he likes monster trucks because of Blippy. And so
Oh, did you go to the
we
Blippi
went
show?
to the Blippy show.
So did we.
Oh, nice.
Was that not horrible?
I actually enjoyed it. Like we were a bit late, and I didn't put myself in his shoes. And I remember we walked in. It was at the Tribute Community Center.
Yeah.
And I remember him going, "Holy cow, this place is huge!" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even consider that."
Right.
And I'm just like, "We gotta get to our seats."
See, we've taken him to Jen's games before, so
Right.
yeah.
Well,
he's
this was
used to
his
it.
first show, like his
Stadium show.
first
Yeah.
concert
His
or
first
show,
mosh
whatever.
pit.
yeah.
And he absolutely loved it. And again, it was mostly moms there.
Yeah.
And there was a few people dancing in the crowd, and I made sure that we were dancing in the crowd. And he absolutely,
Were you
Loved
really
it.
close?
we walked close. We walked right to the front of the stage.
Oh no way! Oh, we were way up high.
We
Yeah.
got floor seats. We lucked out with that. So
Ah.
then we just
Oh yeah, he
walked on
dressed
the
up
alley.
like Blippy, didn't he? I said, you saw. you posted a
Yeah.
bunch of
Finley
pictures
did
like
dress
that,
up
yeah.
as Blippy.
Yeah, and so did Jacob.
Yeah.
there's
I
no-
think every kid dressed up as Blippy.
There's no Blippy in my head.
The Blippy, of course, was not the real Blippy,
He wasn't, eh?
but
What?
no,
We were trying to figure that out.
it was not. But he was good. He was pretty close.
Okay.
But the Mika was nowhere
Mika
close.
was not nowhere close. My wife pointed that out very early. She's like, "That's not the
Wow.
real Mika." Yeah.
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 But the Blippy was really good. My son didn't even question it.
Yeah.
But he had a great time.
Yeah.
He wasn't the real guy.
No, and in fact,
Y'all
now
paid all that money.
even on the show, there's a new Blippy.
What? Oh.
There's a new Blippy, and there's the original Blippy, and they're both making shows.
Have you heard about the original Blippy?
I've heard, yeah,
Yeah.
something about shitting on.
That's
someone.
where.
Have
That's
you
why
seen-
there's
have you
no
seen the
fucking.
video?
Blippy
I
in
didn't
my
watch
head.
the video.
No, I would not put that myself. I would not
I'll-
subject myself to that.
I'll maybe post that on punkrock.com.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I
Funny,
mean,
man.
it is punk rock, I guess. If you're talking GG Allen punk rock.
We're talking like jackass shit.
Yeah,
That
but
is-
the fact that happened, and he is as huge as he is, you don't hear.
Do you know
shit
how
like that.
Blippy started?
Well, it looked like just from his phone. What do you
Well,
mean?
no, I mean like how he started his career.
No.
So
Well,
he
started
he
when the guy fucking charted
no,
on his buddy who was on the floor of his house.
but no, he became an uncle, and he started doing these fun little
Oh.
videos and dance videos and dressing up as characters to
Entertain his
for
nephew.
yeah, exactly,
Cool.
and it became a hit.
Yeah.
And his YouTube channel, I guess, started going up, and I guess he hired lawyers to erase his past.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
happening.
Right?
It's still on Pornhub.
It's yeah. You can't erase your past from the
No,
internet.
no. Which actually reminds me of what I was trying to talk to you about earlier, which Mike from or Fat Mike and Haley Williams.
Yes.
Fat Mike was talking on a podcast that I was listening to earlier today. I don't know whose podcast he's on, but I know Fat Mike from that. And he was talking about the fact that, he had brunch occasionally with Haley Williams, who later,
From
19 years after a show that he had,
from Paramore.
yeah, called him out on some misogynistic behavior. And Mike goes, I'm fucking queer. Like, I don't really participate in misogynistic behavior. I do a lot of stupid jokes. And look, I've apologized for that. And I've reached out to Haley's people to talk about, an apology for some of the perhaps stuff that I used to say. Like people used to say, oh, that's gay, or you fucking faggot, like all the time. Even in punk rock. And we've learned that this behavior is not cool. We've apologized for it, and we continue on. You can't cancel everybody for the kind of behavior that they do. Like, there's a line, though. I'm sure you've probably seen this. There's a line. What is the line? If you fucking rape somebody, or if you fucking...
Right.
What's the line?
I don't know. Like when I hear stories like this, first thing that comes to mind is like, so you're saying Haley Williams is trying to bring down Fat Mike?
Yes.
Like to me, like, and this is probably gonna open another topic, but to me that is like a huge sign of victimhood. Like when you try to shame and bring others down. Like to me, Haley Williams is sad, right? Like if you're thriving in life and you're joyful and you have gratitude and you appreciate what you have, the last thing on your mind is trying to bring someone down. But when you are sad, angry, and pissed off,
Yeah.
you want people to feel that misery. You want people to... So
Right.
it's like...
I suppose she was recently trying to expose Mike's behavior at a 19-year-old show. A show that from 19 years ago, not a show for 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
And saying, Mike is, whatever, 50, 60 fucking years old or whatever he is
Right.
now.
Yeah, he's not quite 60.
There's a lot of things that you've had to endure as a punk coming up in the last 40 years. He's not just a punk. He's a comedian. He's a drag artist. He's a queen. He's a queer. He's whatever the fuck he is.
a purr.
What?
A purr.
What is that?
That's what he calls himself. It's like short for person.
I don't even know about that. That's fine. Like, I'm not really invested in that world. I really didn't know that term.
Instead of him or her, it's a purr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found, and I'm certain that Haley has been victimized for her position in, the emo and the punk rock community, and targeted and predatored, because she's a gorgeous woman and, is very talented. And I'm sure, tons of people in that neighborhood have probably tried to victimize her and tried to, make her feel less than she's worth. And that's a shame. That's unfortunate. But for her to try to make other people feel uncomfortable about that, I feel is unfair. And, for Mike to have done some of the things that he's done in the past, if you're not apologetic about it, and you're unapologetically rude, then there's no forgiveness for you. If you learn about your mistake, if you just say something and say sorry about it, like I can do it again later, like he's honking his fucking clown nose because he does that, Cokie the Clown.
Yeah.
I just, like, you can't repeat certain behaviors if you've already apologized for it. And I truly believe that Mike understands that.
Yeah.
But I feel like for Haley to have brought up these certain behaviors from multiple years ago that he's already apologized for, number one. Number two, has already tried to reach out to her personally to apologize to her personally about that, and she's been like, no, I don't want to talk to you about it, or no, don't have your people contact my people.
See,
shows me that she's not learning to grow.
And see, like, everything to Fat Mike is a joke, and he doesn't mean it seriously, especially when it came to the Las Vegas shooting comment.
I don't even think that was what it was about.
He like, I saw an interview.
He said some stupid shit.
He said some stupid shit, but it was a joke, and he said he had a few drinks, and he was just having fun, and it's punk rock, and he didn't mean it in a serious way. But what about
that was a community that was hurting.
It was, and it was probably a little too soon.
Right.
But what about the girl, the woman or whoever that was dating Marilyn Manson?
Who's that?
I forget her name, but pressing charges like he was
Evan Rachel Wood, or
I don't know, but she was charging for sexual assault or a little too rough in the bedroom. It's like, you're fucking dating Marilyn Manson. What do you fucking expect? Did you not do your history on that one?
Reputation aside, consent is definitely required.
For sure.
Right? So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe talk about your kinks before.
So this was a topic that I've had on, like, the last fucking 12, 15 episodes, and I've never been able to bring it up because it was meant for Kyle, who fucking canceled like 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah. From there.
Jacob from Headley. So he finally got, I guess, prosecuted.
Is that right?
He was.
What was going on with him again?
He was alleged for.
He was.
I don't want to misquote, but definitely predatory.
Sleeping with underage girls.
Arrangements. Yes, sleeping with underage girls, taking advantage of his status to perform, unrequited situations with females.
Yeah,
if you could say that.
Yeah.
Some things that just were not consensual. He claims that they were consensual. They claim that they were not.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, they were underage.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Yes,
no,
but yeah. But he was supported by his partner. Within a lot of those court proceedings, and I feel like they've probably worked out those kinks, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, consent is consent. It's like, I read that comic. It was like, would you like a cup of tea? If they can't answer the question, obviously they do not want a cup of tea.
Right.
Right. And persuasion is, bad too. Like, you can get somebody, completely fucking wasted and ask them a question, just like we are right now, and it might be a different answer than it is in the morning. And there's, I just finished watching all of Shameless. Have you ever watched that show?
Yes.
I haven't.
It's a horrible show.
It's a great show.
But I mean, guys get raped, and I don't want to minimize the fact that women are probably far more outnumbered.
It's funny. I always said I would love to be raped.
But yeah, just as much as I'm a lesbian, I love women. But that's not appropriate anymore. I would not like to be raped. I would not like to be put in a situation where my hands and legs are tied down and I'm claustrophobic and I'm almost screaming for my life and somebody inserts themselves into me.
Yeah.
That is the kind of rape that, well,
right,
shit.
right.
Nobody wants that.
I wouldn't want some dude to fuck me in the ass without my permission.
You would not like to be raped.
I would not like to be raped.
That's a perspective thing, right? Everybody likes to get fucked.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to be raped.
Right.
That's deep.
Not that deep. That's what she said. Sorry. I gotta bring some levity to this if we're gonna talk about that. But all right, we were talking about dads and Father's Day coming up and the other F word, right, Shane?
That's right.
So I'm gonna play some Everclear, Father of Mine.
Yeah, let's do that. That's
Nice.
perfect.
That's good.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. I was looking for a song right now.
All right, hang tight, people.
It's cool. How many songs do you guys usually do?
10, 5, 10. I don't know. It really varies depending on the
We normally do 4 to 6.
Yeah. So that's 5 to 10, roughly.
Yeah. No, we
Depends.
usually do 4 to 6.
Depends on like some episodes are an hour, some are 3. So today's probably going to be less than 3 because it's late.
You know what? I've been listening to so many podcasts, and there's never music on.
Really?
Yeah. Did you hear me on another episode
Yes.
of My Career?
Yeah.
Yeah. MX
When you sent it to me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I listened to it at 6.
Did you?
Because that's the
I've
time I
been on
get
3
up.
times now. It's wicked.
That's wild, man.
Do you need another one?
Yeah. I've been talking him out, man.
In the first one, he's like, Shaner, we're going to have you back maybe on the next week one. I
Oh,
was like, cool.
There you go. Thanks.
And
sick.
he's like, since you've been calling, I'm going to plug Punk Rock Dadcast.
Oh, sweet.
So he's like, yeah, I'm going to give it a listen, Punk Rock Dadcast.
He totally plugged us. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Nice. That's pretty sweet. What are you guys gonna do with it? You just doing it for fun?
This? Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
What do you guys need for the Father's Day thing?
What do we need?
Yeah, like how can I help?
I don't know. I'm gonna bring a fucking potato salad or some shit. Whatever.
But are you like trying to make it like a big event?
Yeah, probably 50 people.
Are you like promoting it?
No, it's just gonna be here in my backyard.
Oh,
Yeah. It's not a very big backyard, so I'm just gonna, like, if you want to bring your kid and your wife or whatever, like, you want to sort of just mingle and
yeah, okay,
hang out with people. I'm gonna, you know.
cool. Yeah, no, I'd love to
barbecue,
come.
whatever, you know?
Nice.
Like what I envision the picture of a perfect father. Sitting around a barbecue with a beer and a fucking burger flipper. And, you know, if you want a fucking veggie burger or whatever, that's cool too. I don't fucking care. Just
Yeah,
camaraderie,
we'd never ask for that.
enjoyment, company, you know, just,
Community.
yeah.
Yeah, no, for
meeting,
sure.
Meeting new people. Largely, I know a lot of our guests, you probably have a 50-50 split. And I've talked to Shane about this too. A lot of the guys are single dads. Or, you know, like, who don't necessarily have like a Father's Day thing surrounded about them that's happening. So I just kind of want to make it about everybody, right? Make it about the dads, but about everybody. Not like, you know, me or you or him or just anybody. Like, just dads. You know? Bring the kids. Fucking balloons and popsicles and whatever.
Yeah, all right.
Trying to get a bouncy castle, but my backyard's a little small. You know, we got like, you know, whatever. Fucking shoot them down with a hose, water slides and shit. I don't fucking care.
You could rent them, eh?
Yeah, we do. Father of Mine by Everclear. You might not think that's a punk rock song, but go back and listen to and watch.
The rest of the album?
Well,
The other F word.
the other F word, yeah.
Yeah.
We're always promoting that. That's probably a 10 or 11 or 12-year-old documentary now.
Yeah,
It's
probably,
available on
yeah.
YouTube. It's got
I used to
features.
watch it before I was a dad just so I could get prepped.
What is it? What are you talking about?
The other F word?
The other F word. It's a punk rock documentary about a lot of the guys who you would probably recognize from, punk rock. Fat Mike, Jim from Pennywise, the dude from Everclear,
Mark Hoppus.
What's his name? Tim McElraith from Rise Against. They're just talking about, their experience in fatherhood. They're probably about, 15, 20 minute
Okay. Cool.
Interviews with each of them and sort of how they are able to, go on the road, do night shows and stuff like that with a family because they're all dads. So the other F word, instead of fuck, it's fatherhood.
Yeah.
And it probably came out like whatever, 10 or 12 years ago or something. And you did reintroduce it to me, but I was watching it and I go, I've actually seen this before. I don't remember.
Yeah,
like,
I
at
know,
what
and
point in my
I think
life,
you told me you rented it or something.
I must have.
I'm like,
from
dude,
Blockbuster.
I own it on DVD, and it's also the full movie is on YouTube, which I just sent it to Cala
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
sweet.
right now.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I rented it from YouTube, but you can actually watch it for free on YouTube.
Yeah,
Probably
I
in poor quality, but I didn't like
no,
it
it's actually pretty good quality, and I will post that also
Yeah.
on
But you know what?
punkrockpodcast.com.
Graininess aside, the message is there, and it's hard to be a dad anywhere.
Dude, there are some sad stories in there too, man.
Yeah.
Some tear jerkers,
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? A lot of you asked me why we do this, and what's the end game, and I think largely for Shane and me, we don't have a lot of other dad friends that we necessarily talk to about our day-to-day life. A lot of the guests that we have here are dads,
Yeah.
and this is a little bit therapeutic for us.
For sure.
That we can, get together once a week for 2-3 hours and actually, shoot the shit, talk about this, and be appropriate about it. Because we know it's a public forum. We sort of have to check ourselves of what we can get upset about, what we shouldn't get upset about. And, I'm sure there's probably deeper shit than we probably say when we're here together, but we can share, we can be, and this is a totally open space that we can do that. And I think that's totally important because,
Yeah.
we don't really get a lot of chance to talk about, shit outside of this.
100%. Completely agree. I'm going to throw another plug here.
Yeah, go for it.
So, like I said, I met Anthony from peacefulfathers.com, and he is a co-owner of the Fraternity of Excellence, and it's an online brotherhood where we do exactly what you're talking about. We talk about real shit, not the fucking game last night, not what's, the cool show, what everyone's watching.
Yeah.
We're talking about fatherhood. We talk about how to make money. We talk about a relationship with wife, and basically how to be a man of excellence. And the men in that group have sad stories, but have also overcome and grown, and it's just, being authentic, being vulnerable, and being real. And so, and 100% agree that I think all men today would benefit highly having some sort of brotherhood where they can talk about these things, because we've been raised to hold on to our emotions and not express them.
Suppress that shit, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
talk about
I
shit.
think I would like to join that group because I just ordered a book called The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work.
I just ordered
Nice.
a pizza.
Yeah, no, I'll hook you up, man.
Yeah, no, because my wife and I we started doing marriage counseling. That wasn't working, so now I'm doing counseling on my own.
We've been married for the exact same amount of time, you and I,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
How about you? How long have you been?
Be 8 years in August.
August 2005.
What's that?
2005.
No.
2015.
2015?
Yeah, 2005 was like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
dog.
18 years ago.
Are you sure? You gotta check your. you gotta.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna check your Facebook page because I looked at your Facebook page and
Well,
I wrote.
Zuckerberg got it wrong then.
Actually, Facebook wasn't even
Yeah,
out
really.
until 2006.
Okay.
But I'm sure you could record the fact that you were married
Yeah,
for that
yeah,
much
yeah,
longer
yeah,
by
yeah.
then. By the way,
Really,
what's your
eh?
last 4 digits of your SIN?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we always do this to all our guests. What's your mother's maiden name? First pet's name?
First pet's name was Billy. He's a rat, and I killed him.
What's the first
by
car you ever
accident.
drove? Make it, model, in year. No,
So,
we just joke because we always grill. God damn it, we always
Johnny.
grill our guests.
you know
Fuck.
what? It's we're rolling into spring. The weather looks awesome as of tomorrow.
Fuck the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
It's allergy season here.
Yep. I just sneezed 91 times in my fucking basement. Excuse me.
So we got 2 roads to go down here.
Okay.
I was giving Johnny the idea about Shaner's Shenanigans, about
Yes.
just introducing a new track, just a complete random track, because I always listen to Apple Music on random, and sometimes there's awesome songs that just pop up, and I save them, and they're amazing. We can play one of those, and then we can go right back to Cala, or I can go to, I have some more questions for Cala right now. It's up to you guys.
We just played a song, so why don't you give him the fucking fire shot?
Sure. I wanted to hear more about, because I think I saw a few posts about, I want to know your opinion on, like, what helps with stress, anxiety, and stuff like that.
Sure. Number 1, face it. Face the fears as the first step of overcoming them and being aware of it. And it's all subjective, right? Stress is the silent killer, which causes us to have poor sleep, which makes us make poor decisions.
Which I'm on sleeping pills for,
Okay.
and I'm on depression and anxiety pills for.
One thing that I tell all my clients, and I think majority of people have forgotten, is that we are part of nature, and we don't include nature in our lives anymore.
Right.
We are the only species on Earth that's being conditioned to wake up inside and neglect morning sun. If you were to raise a garden or look at a flower bed or whatever, and you see what that garden does in the morning on a summer day, it faces the sun and full bloom and taking it all in. And you will hear the birds sing more in the morning. And this is, to me, a sign of gratitude or appreciation or thriving or joy, something that we have neglected. We're talking about our kids.
Yep.
They are born with pure joy.
Yep.
Right? And for whatever reason, we lose that in adulthood, and we absorb all the stress, the negativity, the self-doubt. So I would say it starts there.
Okay.
That surround yourself in nature. When you are walking in a forest, trees actually give off, I don't know what it is, but they give off something that raises serotonin, literally making you happy. You will not go out in nature or go out in the forest and return in a worse mood. So I would say start there.
Okay.
Anything that can enhance a moment of presence where you're not thinking of the past, not worrying about the future, but literally just being present in the moment. The more that you include that in your life, the less that you are including stress in your life. So it's all about being intentional.
You ever seen that skit of these 2 goth guys going out and doing stuff in nature? They're all white and dressed in black, and they go boating, and like the boat sinks, and they're shitty, and like their just demeanor is shit.
No, but
That's just, I imagine you and me going out in a fucking boat.
yeah.
You know, we do that. We go to my trailer. You know what? Honestly, it's weird. It's funny, but like, we look like 2 dudes who are not having a good time, but we fucking are all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
we love having our kids around, and I mean, yeah, shit, we dress in black and
But-
might not be, super approachable, but like our kids love us, and
Yeah, I know.
we're always approachable to them
Yeah.
But
and their friends and our nieces and nephews, and
for sure.
I like the fact that like we might be like the black sheep of the families, but like everybody fucking comes to us and is like, hey, do you want to play?
Yeah, I
We
know.
have fucking games here, and they're like, you want to play some Operation Uncle Johnny?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
You want to play some fucking Mousetrap? Of course I do.
Yeah. Hungry Hippos for my son.
Like the kids love us, which I definitely love.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think that definitely going out in nature.
I love it.
I've never
I know.
been in a worse mood coming back.
Right.
I know. But
That's
but going back to the more serious note here, I didn't tell you, but like the reason why I was asking for a ride was because I had a seizure, right?
Oh.
So I don't have a license, but that's why I was asking about stress and anxiety and stuff like that. I'm a night hawk. I do not see a lot of sunlight. My wife bought me one of those
Red lights.
the UV,
Oh, okay.
try to get more sunlight. I don't take vitamin D or anything like that. Yeah, I was just looking for. I guess I sleep a lot. I have no energy. My energy kicks in 10 o'clock at night,
yeah.
Right.
and I'm wide awake
You think
until
it could be diet related?
probably I eat like shit
Yeah.
or not at all.
It's all connected, bro. And it's like what you're talking about is your I don't know if you know the circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
So your biological clock. You say that you're mostly awake at 10 o'clock, and that's
I'm nocturnal.
not like that's because of what you repeat.
Yeah.
Right. So being a nutrition coach.
Yeah.
The famous phrase, "You are what you eat." I'm always telling people, you are what you repeat, and as long as you are consistent in good habits or bad habits, it's going to reflect your health. And so as soon as you can change and break the bad habits and be consistent with the better ones,
Yeah.
you will see improvement. Anyway,
Alright.
It's so hard to break a lot of those cycles.
It is.
yeah.
And what
absolutely.
do they say? It's like 27 days before a habit changes?
Yeah.
Something like that?
1,000 hours to perfection or
But
something.
you're also a different person every 7 years. All of your cells in your body change completely within 7 years.
Well, I can't wait that long.
You've already done
Maybe you only got 1 year left.
You've already done.
All right, we are getting ready to wrap up the show for tonight. This is Cala with Bury the Bully. This is track number 4 for Only Me to Know.
Let me begin by stating my head was in a spin. My patience within, and so was the dress that she slipped in.
Calabogie, Calabrese. Very nice drums.
That was awesome, man.
Nice.
Is there more than what I know? Can
I gotta
I
stop the
count
track.
on what
My
I
bad.
hold?
You're not the singer of that?
No.
Because you look like you could be.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
No,
No, that was fantastic. I can't wait to listen to the album front to back.
awesome. Yeah, no, thank you.
for
Yeah,
bringing us
yeah.
both a copy of that. That's super sweet of you.
For sure.
And the teas.
Well, I got like 100 of them that are just collecting dust. So
You know what? I think I might have a couple large Ontario Punk teas left.
Okay, nice.
If you want one.
Yeah, no, for
Very
sure.
very few left.
Dude, I think it's amazing
I should have brought one for you.
what you were doing with. I don't even know if you're still doing anything, but like I remember being super excited for Ontario Punk.
This is Ontario Punk now.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is my new project.
No, I like it. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it was everyone knew you made us all connected, right? Like
Yeah.
it was really cool, and there's a lot to be said with someone that can connect people,
Yeah.
right?
We're the glue.
Yeah, like and that brings special bonds, community, and that was something that has definitely gone away. At least with the energy that I had, back at the dungeon scene or the Oshawa punk scene.
Facebook kind of blew us out of the water.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what my favorite part of each one of these episodes is? Is that no matter how long they are, they're too short.
I know.
Every time we have a guest, we're like, we gotta have you back on. We gotta.
Yeah, I
we
know,
gotta do
I
this
know.
Again.
And you know, I have
There's
so many
much to say.
I have so many hardcore dedicated friends that just listen and they want more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
That's
like
awesome.
I've been sending you the stats, eh?
Yeah.
We're fucking snowballing huge.
I have no idea what that means.
Fuck. Dude, we're
But you know what I love? I love that you can bring a friend here, and I can talk to them for hours, and I can bring a friend here, and you can talk to them for hours.
Did you see the episode 4 with Brandon Smith? So
No.
like he was down low in the stats. Like he was bottom
That's
feeder.
my bass player.
okay.
His bass, yeah, he was down. But we talked about the seizure, and I put it in my seizure video, and
Oh shit, yeah.
I put it in the YouTube with all the links. He's now fucking number 1.
Brandon Smith, you're number one.
Brandon Smith is number. It's fucking. I can't talk about this on air. I'll fill you in after.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, it's just fucking unreal. What was the second one? Oh, the dungeon episode, fucking skyrocketed right off the bat.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Like it's fucking crazy, man. Like all of a sudden,
It doesn't feel like a big deal because we were just like doing our second show on the road, and we're like, we've all been there before, and we just go and we're hanging out. And I mean, Nick is like you and me. We should have been friends.
Which Nick?
Nick James.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We should have been friends 100 years ago.
Oh, I know. Well, I was friends with him 100 years ago.
You and me should have been friends 100
Yeah,
years ago,
oh, for
but
sure.
we really only met like last year.
Yeah.
And like I probably crossed paths with you and Nick and you and me 100 times in like
For sure.
our history, but like never really connected as as people that could make something.
We've all connected. We've all crossed paths.
Oh yeah, it's
absolutely.
it's
the
such a
stars.
small world. Like
It's a
the
small,
entire
big world.
the entire music industry is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like it's just Canada's anyway.
I've learned that working in radio. I've crossed paths. I'm like Ewan that used to do shows. I still work with him. And I'm like, I remember you from Ontario Punk days.
Yep.
I used to book shows with you,
Yeah.
and I still work with him in radio to this day. And it's like, holy shit. Same with like we were talking about Jen Ivey and stuff.
Right.
Like it's just crazy. It's still the same industry. It's still the same people.
Yeah. No, it is cool to see.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well,
So-
that probably wraps us up for the evening.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Cala.
I really appreciate being here.
This was
and,
fun. Thank you for so much for all the health information, the stress and anxiety information. Seriously, it's kind of an eye opener.
We're gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna post all the links and info that you gave me.
Absolutely, man. I love talking about this stuff. So
All the parenting stuff, I'm gonna check that out too. Parenting's big on us because it is a punk rock dadcast.
yeah,
We're gonna share that with all our listeners.
absolutely.
For sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I had a blast.
Yeah, if you have any old photos you want to share from the dungeon days or anything like that,
Oh man, I do.
send them to me and Johnny, and we'll post them on punkrockdadcast.com because we always do a episode site with memories.
Can I request a song?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you want
So I want to do because you brought up Lucky Number 7.
Yeah.
And that was like, again, that was like, oh, I gotta play a show with these guys. So I would love to hear Lucky Number 7, My Best Friend.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, that is with
Ryan
and
Matt Brett. Yep, I forget the other two guys' names.
I want to say, oh my god, I forget his name right now, but he played in another band with Brown Sound.
The Brown Brigade.
No, Organ Thieves.
Oregon.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about
me
them.
too.
Yeah,
I got it. Yep.
but he's on that track.
Yeah. So I think in our last podcast, I posted a photo because I went out to Victoria, and I met up with Matt Brett.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Matt Brett.
We had lunch together.
Sweet.
Yeah,
How's he doing?
he's doing good. He got remarried,
Nice.
but yeah, awesome dude. Love
To
that
the
guy.
same girl or a different girl?
Well, he wouldn't remarry the same girl.
I would remarry my wife.
You can absolutely.
Dude, your first wife?
You could have you could have a new agreement.
I actually introduced my
marriage.
wife as, this is Isabel, my first wife.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my
She
best.
hates
Yeah, I love Lucky Number 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. One of my faves.
All right. Well, with this, we're signing off, and this is Lucky Number 7 with My Best Friend. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome choice.
I remember that too.
I think we played this on a previous cast, but
Really?
yeah, wicked tune.
That was sick, man.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, sick song. Oh man, and like that era was so good with Toe.
Oh yeah.
That was sick, man. And then Cauterize, like that was when that happened. Like I remember people being so excited for that.
I know.
It was such an
Man,
exciting
that
time, man.
scene, that era,
Yeah,
was like the best times of my life.
yeah, no, it's fun. It was fun because everyone was like definitely like rooting for each other.
Yeah.
And then like Summer Hero was getting big.
Summer
Hero.
Hero.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody was competing against each other.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone was helping each other.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was friends. Everyone wanted to play with each other. No one was like, I'm better than you. I'm more punk than you. It wasn't like that back then.
Right. I mean, I don't even know if that's what it is. Like I was saying, like I wouldn't even know how kids would be in a band today.
Yeah.
Like, where are you playing?
Yeah. The whole Durham region scene in the late 90s, early 2000s, like, it's so hard to explain to somebody who doesn't understand it.